So hello guys, today I am going to talk about functions. So I will teach what are functions, and this is the first lecture of functions, or the first part. There will be more parts on this topic, functions. So let's start our video with the beautiful definition of function. So the definition of function is it is a special type of relation. So you know very well, before you can see what are functions, you have to see what are relations. So if there are two sets, let A and B, two sets, and there are many small elements in it, the function is a special type of relation between two sets in which the element of each set is mapped. For example, in set A, for example, the elements are C, D, and E. So these are the small elements here. So C should be mapped by an element in B, and D also, and E also. They can be mapped by a same element also. For example, there is an element N in the set B. So the possibility can be that C, D, and E are mapped with N. So it will also be considered as a function. So functions are special type of relations, we can say. So our second topic is examples. So if you don't understand the definition of these functions, we can take many of the examples. For example, function of x. So how we can denote the function? For example, function of x, we read this as function of x. So this you have to remember, this is the notation of the function which you can see in the example, and function is related to a variable which is x. So the example is saying that function of x is 5x plus 2. This means that we can take a very good, easy, and beautiful example. Think function is a box F. There is an input and there is an output, like a computer. So if we input any value, for example, I input a real number 2. Okay, if I input a real number 2, then the function that you can see in the example will give us what? This will be the output. So let's find out what is the output for this function when the value of x is 2. So the output can be 5 into 2 plus 2. We will constitute the equation by replacing x by 2. So 5 into 2 plus 2. 5 into 2 is 10, and 10 plus 2 is 12. So 12 is our final answer. So if we write the value of x as 2, or we input the value, the number 2 in this function box, we will get the number 12. For example, we can insert any other number also. For example, 3. If we insert the number 3, it will become 5 into 3 plus 2. 5 3 is 15, and 15 plus 2 is equals to 17. So we can say that if we insert in the function box 17, we will definitely get 17. Okay, so we can take another examples too. For example, an function x is defined as x plus 2. So let's take more complicated than this. We have learned this will be too easy for you. Okay, function of x is equal to x plus 1 when x is in the set of real numbers, or we can say 2z. It is a notation of real numbers, so we can write the notation as 2z. This means that the number is divisible by 2. We say that an even number is always divisible by 2, no matter which even number it is. For example, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 54, 128, etc. So the function of x says that if x is even, we will do simply x plus 1, and if the x is odd, we will do x plus 2 when x is odd. So it is a very beautiful function. So this function box says us if we input and output this function, it has two possibilities. It is like a computer, so it has two possibilities. If we insert 2, then it will be 2 plus 1, which is 3. And if we insert an odd number, for example 3, then we will get 3 plus 2, which is 5. Okay, we will write here 5. 3 plus 2 is 5. So this is the basic of functions. You all can understand it very easily because it is very simple to understand. There are more terms. So first I should tell you the symbol of domain. We represent domain as D of F, and there is another term also, range. We say this, R of F. So these are two symbols for domain, and this is the symbol of range, which is very simple. You can understand and learn these symbols very easily. So there are domain and range. So you are wondering what is a domain and what is a range. So domain is the valid inputs. So we can take an example. For example, function of x is equals to 5x plus 1. So this is our function. What will be the domain of this function? So there will be the valid inputs for this function. For this function, there are valid inputs minus infinity to infinity, because we can insert any value in this, no matter it is fractional, rational number, and negative and positive. We will get a definite result, or we can get an indefinite result also, for example infinity. And what will be the range of this function? The range of this function will simply be the domain of the function, because we will get it as it is. So the range of this function is minus infinity to infinity only. And there are many types of functions also. For example, exponential function, logarithmic function, least integer function, integral functions, etc., which will be taught in next parts of this lesson. Functions. So function is a very broad category. It is used in many parts of the function calculus. It is the base of the calculus. It is used in limits, integral calculus, differential calculus, and much more. So for this video, this is enough. Please subscribe and like my channel. You like my videos? Subscribe my channel and click on the notification so that you can get regular updates of my video. Thank you.